Good morning. Hey, big spender. The sun has entered into Leo season. It's also Mars sign Tuesday, but it is July the 22nd, 2025, and we have entered into the ruling zodiac. Well, the ruling sign of the sun, Leo energy. Hey, big spender. That song has been in my head all morning. Even when I was taking my morning walk, I was like, hey, big spender. And I was walking like a 1920s freaking dancer. They first entered the stage with the long limbs and they extended their arms, even though their dancers are really like, but they look so long and elegant. Hey, big spender. It's a good energy. These next 4 weeks that will be in Leo energy, this is the time for you to shine. Remember, this is the sun. This is who you are. This is your main entrance. This is the main character energy, as these young people will say. This is your time to do that, especially if you have heavy Leo placements in your chart or cusper energy between Virgo and Leo energy. Yes, we are still in a Mercury retrograde, but this is the time for you, especially those of you who shrunk yourself down or were shy or have childhood trauma, to really come out and shine and be like, you know what, I'm not in that space anymore. I am reconciling that within myself. And we pulled the reconciliation card. And for those of you who tune into these daily messages and have been on the channel for a while, we have never pulled this card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle card deck. I've never pulled it in a personal reading. I've never done it in a YouTube reading. I've never pulled this card. We pulled it today. It talks about the Wailing Tree reconciliations. And moment of silence for Malcolm Jamal Warner. I don't know this man personally, but those of you, especially if you're 80s, 90s kids, you grew up watching The Cosby Show. And Theo had a part in all of our lives. Whether you had an older brother or older cousin, they would try to emulate him, try to be like him. I never heard anything bad about that guy. And I don't know him personally, but that was definitely a moment in childhood that really shaped our childhood, was The Cosby Show. It doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Indian, Spanish, you watched The Cosby Shows. Don't say you didn't. Yes, you did. If you were an 80s, 90s baby. Because then we were such a melting pot in our generation that we all watched shows like The Cosby Show and Family Matters and Step by Step and Boy Meets World. We saw color, but I feel like our generation embraced the differences more, because we just wanted to have fun. We was all stuck outside and locked outside until the street lights came on. So we was like, we don't have time with that racist stuff. Things did happen. Discrimination still did occur in the 80s and 90s, but us that were actually born in that time, and I feel like the generation of millennials I'm talking about, we try to change that. Moment of silence for that. Take a moment for that, because that actually kind of hurt. I was like, dang, not Theo. All right. Anyways, back to the card. Wailing Tree. Grief and mourning, a time of necessary losses and reconciliations. When you encounter the Wailing Tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup. A place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or putting too much effort into life with little reward. If you've been considering making a change, now's the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. This is great Mercury retrograde energy in Leo, going into the new moon in Leo that we have in a couple of days. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you'll discover that you will have to come back at some point. Do it all now. Look at it squarely and honestly stay with your feelings. Life is not either or, it's both and. This and that. As you dive in and process this, Allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will challenge for sure. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough, and you will be more enriched by the experience. Ooh, that's deep. I've never pulled that card. I love that. Life is not either or, it's both and. This and that. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like we've come to an age now where, yes, daily affirmations is a thing. Yes, you want to have a positive mind, but I think people get so lost in keeping a positive mindset and they forget that negative thing can still occur. You have to protect yourself from that. Yes, keep your vibration high, but also keep your protection high. And like B, you still need to be aware. You cannot live in a state of delusion and not be aware. See, it's like you have to find the balance between reality, delusion, and spirituality. You need to make sure that you stay balanced so you can stay grounded. Because when things hit you, think about it like this. When you're so up in the clouds and you're so deluded, like, oh, life is rainbow, unicorn. Those are the people that have the hardest falls when something goes wrong, because they haven't equipped themselves for life, because life will still occur. The high vibrational people, you may not get hit as hard, but if you are so up in the clouds and you're not really paying attention to reality because you're not in that grounded area, you're flying too high. It is such a thing that when something bad does occur, it's like you're devastated. And it could be something small, but you take it as a devastation instead of taking it as a lesson, because life is full of lessons and life is full of blessings. And you got to be prepared for both, and you have to be open, because if you're not prepared for the lesson, you can't get the blessing. All right? You guys stay blessed, stay safe, stay protected. I'll talk to you later. Peace.